Hello, everybody. I'm Krasi Attasio. I have Vanita Lenka again with me in order to proceed with the great Prashna series. This will be, I think, number 5 already, lesson number 5. Please, if you're listening to us now, go first and see the previous lessons. Thank you so much, Vanita, for being here. Please go ahead with lesson number 5.
Sure. Thanks, Krasi, for having me over. And I'm really glad to be part of this. And I'm really feeling that even my, lessons are being refreshed. Thanks to you.
Thank you, Vanita.
So there were some things that I really did not remember. So today I'm taking up omens, what we see, that is nimitta, as we say in Hindi, in Sanskrit actually. So omens are those phenomena occurring around us which foretell what's there in the future. What does that mean? The study of omens, which developed over a period of time, has come down to us from generations by now. Omens are the shakun or the nimitta, as we say, I just told, not only in India, but in all the countries of the world. These beliefs are given due importance and relied upon. Shakespeare also observed these in the following words. When beggars die, there are no comets seen. The heavens themselves blaze forth the death of princes. So in our epics as well, an ancient classical text, several such references are found. They have been classified in 5 types. So I'm just sharing the 5 types. Number 1 is omens connected with the earth. They are known as Bhaum Lakshan. That is, Bhaum is the bhumi, as the earth, as we say in English. Various natural phenomenon related to the earth indicate future events likely to follow. These include earthquakes, volcanoes, hurricanes, storms, famines, floods, etc. So that is one. Then there are omens connected with dreams. One second. Yeah. So omens connected with dreams. There is no living being on the earth who doesn't dream. Some dreams reveal future, some dreams reveal our present. So that's the worries in the subconscious mind that we have. So we should follow that as well. Then there are omens connected with the sky. That was the second one actually, which I missed. They are known as the Antariksha Lakshan. They relate to eclipses, rising and setting of planets, visibility of comets, shooting stars, planetary conjunctions, and war, which reveal events of animate and inanimate beings of the earth. These also indicate rains, its excess and deficiency. We have to check that also. So Antariksha Lakshan are of 3 types. That is terrestrial, atmospheric, and heavenly. That's different. Then omens connected with the body, that's the 4th one. They are known as the Anga Lakshan. Anga Lakshan, again, which body part does the person touch? So that is something that, we have to, that's another topic that I'll be covering, when he or she touches the various body parts, that I will be taking up later at length. So there are certain auspicious and inauspicious sights that we get to see. Suppose it's sight of a monkey, horse, bear, elephant, sounds made by them. These are auspicious sounds. We consider them as auspicious. But which, on the contrary, when the sight of snake, owl, lizard, alligator, these are all from the classical text. So at that time, the alligators, donkey, when you are going on the way, you see all this, or you hear all these sounds. So these, like today, we can say that, a cat or somebody, you have to also decide what kind of sounds are good and not good, auspicious and inauspicious. Like shrill, shrieking voices, cries, sounds made by the animals like donkey, alligator, cat, when they cry. So these are inauspicious sounds. Then cooked rice, milk, porridge, wines, as a matter of fact, animals in odd numbers, famous person, Brahmin, precious stones, honey, ghee, scents. These are all auspicious ones. Like gentle breeze. Generally, all these articles or happenings which are pleasant to the eye, we should distinguish them while putting up the query. So these are auspicious ones.
But also in general, Vanita, in general, when we ask for signs, we need to listen, we need to see them also.
See, as an astrologer, this is our duty. Absolutely. Because these are very important, you know, we cannot ignore them. No. Because this is how we are going to, this is the start, this is the beginning. We have to be so receptive, we have to be so sensitive to all these things. Then inauspiciously, if we see inauspicious, all those articles or events which are not pleasant to the eye, senses, like during night, soil, salt, ashes, charcoal, black gram, eunuchs, as we say, mustard, firewood, storm, lightning. These these are not, and maybe, you know, when you put up a candle, suppose, and it just blows off, it just gets lit off. So that is also not considered an auspicious omen. Falling or breaking of vessels. So these are all general ones. Suppose sneezing is auspicious before eating, before wearing clothes, before sleeping, because we say that, oh, he sneezed, oh, I can't do this. But if you sneeze before eating, before wearing clothes, before sleeping, before commencement of education, and before sowing crops, that is considered a good omen. Why I'm saying this, these are all general omens that we should consider. So maybe, you know, like at that time people used to these general rules they used to do when they used to see these omens before wearing new clothes also, like if somebody sneezed. So it's fine, you know, not just at the time of query. I'm not confining to that only here. So inauspicious, obviously all over the world, sneezing is generally considered inauspicious, as I just said, especially when it occurs before the commencement of a work, you know. So we say that, no, this is not auspicious. But if we hear sound of a flute, conch, or sound of cows, cow bells, they are very auspicious. If you go to Switzerland, there all the cows have their bells, you know, tied around their neck. So I feel the place has a different aura altogether. And you won't believe, every time I did Prashna there, when I was there, all the Prashna's queries were in a yes. It was so beautiful. It was not a coincidence, I would say. It was like, there are no coincidences. It was somehow the queries that came in were so much specific. Ill health queries, people have got well. Because, you know, the first thing I used to hear whenever I was, because I was close to the farm, so it was like there were so many cows and the bells were ringing. So it was such a pleasant, you know, sound, Krasi. So I just felt that, you know, wow, this is amazing.
Amazing. It is amazing.
So it's so true. Not even one query was negative. Will you believe that? Not even one query's answer was negative. I was there for 12 days, but anytime I got the query, it was amazing. Amazing. But yes, on the contrary, if you hear sound of crows, donkeys, buffaloes, not cows, buffaloes. So it is like, you know, not a auspicious one. So, and then you see if the querist is calm without making any movement. That also you have to check. That is auspicious. If he's shaking his legs or something, if he's come for the query, then it is not considered a auspicious one. Then see, omens is a long one. So sweet and pleasant sounds are heard. There is calm and serenity. Someone is carrying articles which are pleasant to the eye. So that is something which we call as auspicious. Okay, this auspicious as in like, okay, this query will be answered in a positive. The answer will be in a positive. Then some objects fall. Then some objects, someone is talking loudly, or someone is scolding someone, is using harsh language, you know, or carrying footwear in your hand. Even that, you know, or maybe some, you know, and even red flowers, if you see. I have seen that the query is inauspicious.
Red flowers.
Red flowers. Yes.
Why? Maybe because they're associated with Mars.
Anything which is black and red is at the time of query is considered as inauspicious. Yes, you are right. Maybe Saturn and Mars effect.
Maybe.
So it could be that reason also. So then auspicious, if a dress is worn by Aquarius in white, sober colors and prints, which are soothing to the eyes, that leads to prosperity. So that is something that, which is again an auspicious omen. But he's wearing torn clothes and dirty and red and black colors and prints, which are really sorrowful. So then you can just say that, whatever he's come for, it is not going to materialize. You can straight away, I at times don't even have to look at the chart, and it is so, you won't believe it's so well correlated, it's so connected, that whenever I see or hear, if I'm hearing a person and there is a cry behind somebody's, or something fell, that query is so well synchronized with the chart. Saturn or Mars will always be in the Lagna. Somehow I have seen. It so happens. And because, there are time zones. So if it's a morning time, so it's night time there. So it's like the ascendant will be, the rising sign would be such that, Mars either will be in Lagna or Saturn will be in Lagna.
Yeah.
Somehow that happens. If the query is inauspicious, obviously. So then what is, again, coming to the auspicious one, a cat sighted on the left side, a cow mewing with some food article held in the mouth, as we say, when they are
chewing
or whatever, mewing or whatever you can call it.
Yeah.
So that is something auspicious.
Auspicious.
Then that is also auspicious. A pig, especially if it is full of muck and slime, as we say, it should not be clean. It should be dirty. That is the pig. So if the pig is dirty, that is auspicious. That is considered auspicious.
I would say the other way around, but yes, in the omens is the other.
It is, can you see? That is why these are so important to be,
conscious
read.
of.
Yes, we must be cautious about these things, because these are then positive omens. Then there is inauspicious of this, a cat jumps over a sleeping person. Suppose somebody is lying or somebody is sitting, the cat jumps. So that is something that is not auspicious. Then if a cat comes and smells your foot, that is also not auspicious. A dog with a bone in the mouth. Can you see? The cow in having food is good, but a dog with a bone is not auspicious. If a lizard is seen at the time of Prashna, fulfillment of query is doubtful. You have lizards there, Krasi?
No, in Europe, no.
Okay, because back there in India we have not in Dubai, but yes, back there in India, I have seen many times. Yes. Then if the querist touches auspicious articles like mirror, betel leaves, flowers, gold, or maybe you're wearing a gold chain and you're touching it, so that is also a good sign when he's approaching the astrologer. So these are all good omens. But on the contrary, if the querist touches inauspicious articles like, there is a knife or something, he picks up and lifts, and maybe a knife somebody is using and, it's kept right across you, and he comes and picks it up. It's not a coincidence that he comes and picks that up and keeps it aside. A rope, maybe a rope is there, earlier the queries were put up in the open, under the tree. So if there is something around, whatever is around you, the astrologer used to keep all that to check also that what exactly is the querist going to pick up and touch first. So if he touches rope and comes to an astrologer with these things, maybe, in the hand, so these are also inauspicious. Now, if the query is about illness, okay, so if a living being or animal is seen nearby, then you can say sure shot that the cure is possible. That's a good omen. But if you see red flowers, curd, yogurt, fire, or articles which are used to indicate death, or something to do with the cremation, so then you can straight away say that that person is not going to get cured. So that's that. The omens play such a vital role, even
So
if you
even
don't
a
have
flower, Vanita, just clarify, even if you see flowers, it's not good
red
then.
flowers. Red
Red.
flowers.
In this
Red
case,
flowers.
we see the same. Red, yeah, okay, all right.
Yeah, red flowers. Yeah, only the red flowers, and then the yogurt if you have somewhere around, or maybe he brings yogurt for you. Maybe if he's coming in person. We have sweet yogurt, we get in India. So if somebody brings that, especially in the eastern part, they have very sweet yogurt, that we get. It's very tasty. So if somebody brings that and has, just as a gift, maybe wants to give you, that I've come from Kolkata, so okay, take it. So if that happens, then you can outrightly say that the cure is not possible. Even if it's sweet curd, you should just deny.
But this will be cultural. This will be culturally bounded, Vanita, because in my culture this is not applicable. Then I may not read this omen as bad, because in my culture we give other things when people pass away.
Yes.
Okay.
No, but like it's something to do with omens. Omens don't vary from place to place, because we are all are astrologers. So these are general omens. So if not curd, but yeah, obviously the rituals will be different. But if somebody is like maybe you are having curd and the person comes in for that, whether he'll get cured or not, the person he's come for is in the hospital and he's come, and you are on the phone, he's asking, and you're at the time you're having curd, or curd rice or something like that. So you will just straight away say, no, sorry, he will not get cured. You can straight away say that instead of putting up the prashna also. But yes, if he's going to get cured, you can just say when. Maybe the next question would be, when will he get cured? So you can just go ahead with that. Then sneezing through, generally considered, obviously I told you, in illness also, if you see, the cure is possible. So if you see if you hear somebody, it's good if it is like something before, maybe you are going to start medicines and you sneeze. So that is also very good. It is a good omen. You will get cured. Suppose you have a cold and cough, and you sneeze while having the medicine only. So it is like you can say, oh, you will get cured now. So if vessels fall and break, so you can straight away say that the sick man will die. It is just in the classic text, so we cannot just because at that time it was different. The cures were, the medical facilities were not there, so you can just say that the cure will be little delayed, or maybe the doctor is not okay. You have to change the doctor, so that can also be there. Then if prashna is asked at the sunset, and the sky is getting red at that time when it's dusk, it's dusk time. If somebody calls, and or you check the email at that time about the prashna, or maybe somebody is coming to visit you, you can straight away say that the person is not going to get cured easily. Then you have to think of other things, to find other ways for his getting cured. And at the time of marriage, if somebody's come for a question regarding marriage, so during that time, a prashna, if you when you're putting up the prashna, you see a pair of articles around you. So that's a good omen. So you can say that this marriage is going to be good. If somebody has come with that kind of a query, at times they ask, my son has selected somebody on his own. So do you think this marriage is going to be a successful marriage, or a good marriage, or not, the quality of the marriage? So then you can say, if you see something in pair, maybe 2 pens, or maybe 2 glasses, or maybe 2 cups around you, anything of that sort. My internet is unstable. It's not stable. Yeah, my internet keeps on
no, it's all right. I hear you perfectly.
Okay. So during that time, you can straight away say, yes, this is a good quality. It's a marriage quality is very good. And if you're planning to get them married, go ahead. You can just give a go ahead to them. But if you see that two persons are coming together and they are separating at that time, or maybe somebody has come for a query, or if you see on the phone you are and you're walking on the street, on the road, and then you see that there are two people who, okay, bye, and then separating. And they say that, okay, bye, see you, and they are going to, one is going other side, the other one is going. So it is, you can take it as an omen that this marriage is not going to be a good marriage. And if the querist touches head or chest and holds his two hands together, indicates success in marriage. And if he is touching his knees or feet, you can maybe ask the person, who's the querist on the other side, if he's on the phone, and you can just ask what exactly are you doing right now. So you can just check with him and you can just answer that, no, this is not a right marriage. And if you see a mirror with handle, the handle mirror, then with white flowers, silver articles, two birds, two things, these all indicate early marriage. And if you see, of course, again, the red flowers things come in, that delays the marriage. So if the sight of blood, or if you see some, if you're maybe, you get a cut in the hand and the blood comes out, suppose, at that particular time. So you can take it as a negative one. So you can say there will be problems in marriage, or there'll be delay in marriage, and just straight away say that. Then when a man comes with two women, or a woman comes with two men, then it is like remarriage. Maybe, two people are entering together, or three people are entering together. So you can say, like earlier times, people used to come in one after the other, and they used to enter the house of the astrologer. Maybe that is why they have mentioned this way, that a man comes with two women, and, like, or maybe, then you can say that it is a multiple marriage case. And if someone inserts a finger in, the crevice, or animals are seen mating, then, it is like people just scratch, many times in odd areas. So that time you can say that this is not going to be a good marriage. That also can be said. Then children, that is also very important. Suppose somebody has come for asking a prashna regarding the children. So if you see a child or a pregnant woman or baby in the lab, toys, books, clothes, ornaments, or if somebody is touching the nose, arm, or foot, then you can say it's an auspicious omen, and the childbirth would be smooth, or maybe, the exams, if you want to know about the children's exam, how they will be. So you can just straight away say, oh, that will be fantastic. Nothing to worry about the children's exam. So on the contrary, if you hear a news about a miscarriage, or, if you see that somebody is, spitting at that time, if somebody is spitting, or if somebody is clearing the throat, these are inauspicious ones. So, or maybe, somebody is removing the wax from the ears, even that is inauspicious.
What if somebody asks, shall I get pregnant?
Shall I? Yes, for pregnancy also. This is for that only. Basically, if at that time people used to come for that, maybe for the sex of the child. So these are all, indications. If you hear a thunder, especially, that is like getting garbha bandhan. So you're like it's more like a pregnancy. If you hear these auspicious ones for that, so you can say. But yes, if you see, on the day of the prashna, if you see that there is a halo, as we say, around the sun, if you see the sun, which is not a clear sun, then you can say that this is not going to be a good pregnancy, the smooth sail, as we say. So if a male child you want to know about, then, the querist is touching the head or the neck, then it's a male child. If the querist is touching the face or the shoulder, or with his left hand, then it is a female child. Now, some people ask whether I should start the journey, whether it's going to be travel is going to be auspicious or not. So if you see the omens here, if you hear the pleasant sounds, before the commencement of journey, like flute, drums, recitation of Vedic mantras or something, you chant and you're chanting and going, even that is auspicious. That is why we say that we should always chant good. We should speak good when we are going out of the house. We should not hear or say anything which is not good to the soul. It's not good for the soul. So the travel becomes very distasteful. So one should see all this. If you hear fights or cries while going out, so weeping of some animals, especially not children. Weeping of children is perfectly fine. They will cry and they will laugh in the second moment, so that is perfectly fine. But then the travel is inauspicious. So if you see a young woman with a baby in her lap, or a cow or a calf, or fruits or eatables, or as a matter of fact rice, that is auspicious while going out. That is also good. Or if somebody's come for the travel query, so whether I should travel or not, then you can say, yes, please go ahead. So if the sneezing of somebody, then it is not considered good for the journey. When somebody sneezes and starts. For medication, for the rest of the things, as I told earlier, it's okay. Sneezing is fine, but not for the travel, the journey, inception of journey. No. So if it is a foreign journey, you hear a sound of an aeroplane, which is very common. I stay near the airport, so I hear the sound of the aeroplane so often. So so it's good, if you see something which is related to the travels. You see a picture of a plane, or you see anything which is reflecting that travel is going to be a good travel. So just say it's auspicious, please go ahead. So you have seen the auspicious omen. But news about accidents or air crash, if you are just watching on the news on the television, or watching a news on the we get to on the Google, when you open, we get to see the news. Oh my God, this has happened or that has happened. Then that is an inauspicious thing, which before starting in journey. Then there are litigations or fights or disputes people come for. So whether it will be a victory or not. So if the right foot ahead or right foot firm on the ground, if you ask the querist where is your right foot right now, and if he says no, I'm sitting on the bed, or I'm just sitting cross-legged and my right leg is on the left, so it is not good. But if the right foot is on the ground, then the victory is his. Tell him straight away, oh, you will win the court case, nothing to worry. On the contrary, of course, the left foot is maybe, that is why, I always go out of my house, I take my right foot. I have made a video on Vastu also, this one, where I've mentioned that when you get up from the bed, you should put your right foot first. And when you get out of your house, you should put your right foot out first. And when you're going for a shower, then you should put your left. When you're going to the bathroom, always put your left foot in first. And the right foot out when you're going inside the washroom or for the shower. So these are very important omens, we should consider them. So during Prashna also, if you see, if somebody has come with a litigation query, so you can just say, if you see a knife or anything which is which is sharp, it is auspicious. It is an auspicious omen. So that means that person is going to win. But if you see dirty items or utensils which are lying kept at the time, you just ate food and then you got a phone call. Oh, I want to know, can you just tell, I'm going to the court. What do you think? I'll win or not? So you can say, oh no, you will not win. Today is not your day. You can straight away say that. So we can close here, Krasi. Then we'll be doing.
This was amazing. This was all are useful. All are useful.
Thank you. Thank
you so much.
We'll be doing the Anga Lakshana, we'll be doing in the next one where, when the querist touches which body parts and what happens. So we can do that in the next video.
So we close up here. Thank you, Vanita. And soon you will see next Sunday our lesson number 6. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you.